Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is VooDoo Val, and I'm going to be your host for yet another Adobe Live design off. I'm super excited to be here to work on some awesome character portraits with you today, and I'm joined by my new friend Nubiart. How are you doing?
I'm well, and you?
I'm doing excellent. Why don't you introduce yourself for those in chat who maybe are not familiar with you, and tell them a little bit about you and about the kind of artwork that you do, so we can get to know you.
So, my name is JL, but I also go by the name of Nubiart. And I started illustrating when I was younger, but I kind of fell out of love with it. And I only started picking up illustration about 2 years ago. And last year is when I started calling myself Nubiart, and I decided to delve into digital illustration. And the type of work I like to create is centered around Black women and the issues that they may face, but also celebrating their achievements. And then recently I've gone into looking at mental health and self-care, and how we can do that within the Black community.
That's so awesome. I'm really excited to kind of jump into seeing you work today and getting to know you even better. But before we jump into the work that we're gonna do in our little design off challenge, I just want to let everyone know in the chat. As usual, you folks can all join in with us today. If you would like to create a character portrait alongside JL and myself. We are going to be checking social media towards the end of the stream tomorrow, and look at any sketches or any pieces of artwork that you guys have created along with our theme. So if you'd like to use the hashtag Adobe Live Design Off, you can send it to us on Twitter, or you can send it to us on Instagram. So I can pull up that hashtag and check out what you folks are working on. So I'm gonna actually jump us over here to our little dual stream thing, and I actually put the hashtag up on the screen for you folks, as well as today's theme. So if anyone new jumps into the chat, you guys know what we're working on, and you guys can see exactly how the hashtag is spelt, so nobody's entries get lost. And I invite you all to put some cool ideas into the chat, because we're going to be working and just kind of creating a little portrait, but we are eager to kind of hear what sort of things you folks might like us to add to our portraits. We've both, I think, kind of got like a base going that is a little. It needs some details, you know. So we're eager for your guys's ideas in the chat, and we are super stoked to get started. So I'm just gonna jump in. Um, I love your base that you have going on.
Thank you.
I'm inclined to think she looks absolutely gorgeous, just like that,
Yeah.
with, with the smooth head. But I think yeah, if anyone in chat has some ideas for JL's and mine has got the same exact hairdo right now. So do you like when you, because I looked at a lot of your work in your portfolio when I was
Yeah.
kind of like preparing for this, and I wonder, do you have like the same sort of process that you go through for all of your designs every time you approach a portrait, or do you do more like experimentation every time you sit down to create an illustration?
I usually have a set process. So I start off in Illustrator, and then I kind of like build up my portrait in Photoshop.
Mm-hmm.
And occasionally I will use Procreate just for like finer details.
Mm-hmm.
And of late I've been trying to like experiment. Something that I used to do when I was younger was like photograph different patterns and different textures and then put them into Photoshop. So
Oh,
that's
that's
something
awesome.
that I really want to get back into because the outcome was quite it was quite cool. It looks a bit like collage mixed media. So I really want to get back into that.
Have you ever used Adobe Capture by chance?
No.
Oh my gosh! So if that's something that you that you like to do, Adobe Capture is really cool. It's something that I've been like kind of adding to my main workflow as of
Yeah.
late. And what it does so many different things. First of all, you can draw something and take a picture of it with Adobe Capture, and it creates a perfect
Yeah.
vector of it and puts it into your Photoshop library so you can like find it in your Photoshop. But it also allows you to take images of drawings, or you could take a picture of like a really interesting piece of fabric or whatever you want, and you can make a pattern out of it and put like a pattern into your library. You could take a picture of an interesting plate, for example, that maybe has a
Yeah.
decorative design, and it'll make a color palette out of the image and send that to you on Photoshop. So it's like really cool. It also like if you're looking at something and you think, wow, that's a really cool font,
Yeah.
you can actually take a picture of it and it'll detect what the official font is.
Wow, there's so many times I've actually needed that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I know now. There's so many times.
I think the font thing was like a huge deal for me because I would see something and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, if I could have this font to do like my next design project or something, that would be so cool. Like I want to use this." And then I can't. I would end up googling stuff like large, chunky, strong fonts and get like 8,000 fonts that I
I've
can't
been
possibly
there.
look through.
I've been there. I've been there.
So yeah,
Just,
it's definitely a cool one. I've seen a lot of people do like really interesting collage pieces with that
yeah.
and it seems like it's kind of like a staple if that's the sort of thing that you're looking for. Um,
Oh, definitely.
Also, folks in chat, I see some familiar faces in chat. I see Anthony, I see Sam Peterson, I see Jay. It's good to see all of you folks. And if you are actually on YouTube right now, if anyone's watching over on YouTube and wondering where all the links are going to be posted, or why I'm talking to people that you can't see over there in the chat, please feel free to come over to behance.net/live, because that is where JL and I are actually taking a look at the chat, and where I'm going to be reading your comments and things. So definitely jump over here and say hello. And if anyone has any ideas for what we can add to our portraits, please send us some cool ideas, or let us know what you folks are working on. If you guys are going to be creating some art along with us today, I'd love to know what everyone's working on. Colin, welcome in. It's good to see you. Looks like Colin is watching us on his phone today. Awesome. Got some mobile viewers. I like it. Let's see. I'm kind of like I kind of started with like a blank face. Like I had like a portrait sketch that it doesn't have any defining features really. It's just like a face, or like a head shape, and
Yeah.
then like neck and shoulders. Because I figured like if I at first I had done like a more detailed sketch, and then I realized like when I sat down I was like, I actually don't like this anymore. So I'm kind of just like going from scratch and getting my chunky lines in here to give myself a kind of a base for where I'm gonna put everything. And I saw some really interesting illustrations recently, and it's something I've been seeing a lot that I kind of wanted to try today. It's like I've seen people do like a sketch of like an interesting character that's like based around fashion.
Yeah.
And then the background would be like a solid, strong color, and then there'll be like
Ooh.
text across the chest that of the character that like changes color as the text like overlaps with the illustration. Um,
Oh, that
yeah,
sounds really nice.
I'm gonna
That
try
actually
that
sounds
today. I think
cool.
I'm
Wow.
pretty pumped about it. I've seen a lot of like I don't know if you're a fan of or familiar with like anime.
Yes.
I love
My
anime, so
mother's
I've
a
seen
big
a lot of
fan.
people. Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
My mother's a big fan.
Yeah, really?
Big fan. That's all like on Netflix, like my list is just full of anime. Full of anime.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen people do like this particular like illustration kind of format with like doing like fan art of some of my favorite anime characters. So I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that would be super cool just to do like some of the, I don't know if you've watched My Hero Academia.
Yes,
Um
I have. My
I
brother
love it.
watched me too.
But I've seen people do like take like characters from the show and just put them in like super like fashion like
Oh,
awesome
wow.
outfits and then like make them look super modern and like like cool. So I was like maybe I should do like one of these like cool fashion-y
Yeah.
interesting illustrations. That might be fun to do.
I actually started off doing fashion illustrations. That's why like a lot of my art has like different prints and like detail and accessory. Once upon a time I did want to be a fashion designer, but I don't know, as time went on, my dreams kind of changed.
Oh, gotcha. I used to really like doing like fashion type stuff too. And it's kind of like you said, as I started like doing other things, I kind of fell out of love with it for a while, but it's
Yeah,
been something lately that I've been like really wanting to do. So I'm kind of like jumping back on it a little bit, I think.
yeah.
Also, welcome in Avila. It's good to see you. Keith, hello. And Jake Johnson. Jake says Adobe Capture is an awesome app. I love having the ability to capture patterns when I'm out and about and having them go straight to my library. Yeah, because you could pretty much like make yourself a pattern and then go home and add it to a piece, basically.
I can't believe I didn't know about that.
It's definitely a
Definitely,
go-to of mine.
yeah.
So when it comes to, because you're right, you do use like tons of like beautiful patterns and things. I wonder if you're gonna like maybe get into some patterns today. Are you in the mood for it? Are you gonna because I know
Yeah,
that I like to see like the colorful like wraps and dresses and stuff from some of the pieces. It's so beautiful.
thank you. Yeah, I definitely want to hopefully there's enough time for me to get into some, detailed print work. And then I also wanted to experiment with some brushes that I found that's like watercolor and seeing how it would look like to create like a nice scarf print.
Oh, I would love to see that. Yeah, it
Yeah.
would be neat for like if anyone in chat has any ideas. I'm thinking like it would be so beautiful to see like a head wrap or I actually don't know the name. There is a really I'm actually going to Google it right now. I'm going to see if I can find it. Um, there's a really beautiful style of it's like a traditional African wrap, and I
Oh,
recently found, yeah, like
gele,
a, yeah, what's it called?
gele.
Gele?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
that's
different
so
ways to pronounce it, but that's the way I pronounce it.
okay,
And
let
there's
me, do you
different
know how
words
to
for it
spell
as
that?
well. Gele.
L-E. Oh, I'm gonna look it up because, oh, yes, they're so gorgeous.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So I don't. I'm not familiar familiar with like the traditions behind it. So I'm not exactly sure like when it's supposed to be worn, or exactly which area it came from.
Yeah.
But I recently saw like a fashion run where somebody did like traditional African fashion mixed with like modern street fashion, which I thought was
Ooh,
like the coolest thing in the world.
yeah, that sounds really nice. That sounds really nice.
Ember Navarro, welcome in. Yeah, Ember says yes, please. Add a gele.
Yes.
And Keith says, finished drawing the dinosaur from last week's challenge. Awesome. I think I actually saw it, unless you've sent me another tweet since earlier. I think I saw it and retweeted it because it was so cool. I am gonna grab like a standard soft round brush.
I was just about to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add a bit of eyeshadow now.
I have fancy brushes that I do really love to use in Photoshop, but I also have like a great love for just the more basic brushes that Photoshop comes with too. Like when in doubt, you can kind of always return to them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add some shadow and make this basic face that I drew look a little bit more like a face. Less of a face, more of a face, if that makes any sense to anyone.
Glamorous.
And if anyone has any ideas for how I'm gonna turn this into like a character, honestly, it's pretty androgynous at this point for mine. So if you guys want to give me a direction on that, and I probably, if I get to choose my way, I'm gonna make this a fantasy character with pointy ears and weird eyes. So if you don't put any ideas in chat, I'm just gonna go on with that idea. Unless that's your suggestion, then we are we're right on par with each other. Let's see what this is all about. Let's do this.
Yeah.
I'm still like nervous about it. I have like a love of just like seeing great makeup, and I love to paint great makeup, but when it comes to actually trying to style my own face with great makeup, sometimes I'm like,
story.
makes me a little nervous sometimes, but for the most part I manage. But it's one of those things where it's like, as artists, we can illustrate like our dream makeup, but when you go to do it on your own face, you're kind of like, maybe not. What if it's both? Oh, I could do, you know what, Ember? I could do like a really androgynous character, and just give it this character like masculine and feminine features. If you're interested in that, kind of like I'm a big fan of Tilda Swinton, the actress, and she plays so many different characters in movies, because she does play female characters, but she actually played the angel Gabriel in Constantine, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's Tilda Swinton. I cannot believe this is how I was so excited. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
No, it's absolutely beautiful. One brush.
I am so digging that soft orange you have going on.
Thank you.
That's a good orange color. I was gonna do
pink, but yeah.
Colin says he loves that style where eye makeup looks like a splatter. I think I've seen some images like that.
Yeah.
I've never done it to my own face, but I'm not daring enough for all that. You see pictures and I'm like, wow, that would be cool. And then the one time I actually attempted, I was like, I'm not gonna do this again.
Oh god.
Oh, I know why my character looks weird. There's no ears. And I was like, why is it so awkward? What happened? Didn't look awkward a moment ago. There's no ears on this person. So hard to do since there's so many ways. And yes, Gabriel, I saw that too, and I was questioning her gender. Yeah, I think it's really cool that she gets to do that and kind of show that representation, that you can perform and do that, like performing arts, despite your gender, and you can fit in different places, and kind of shows like how versatile she is as an actor, and hopefully like kind of paving the way for other people to do that as well, if that's their calling, you know.
Yeah.
So I've always thought that that was really cool. Kind of adding, I'm like debating if I'm gonna do like androgynous features. I might do like I know like it's not the truth for like every kind of person, but I think in a
Yeah.
lot of illustrations, especially illustrations that are more like anime-esque, typically like the female characters have like very like round voluptuous lips, and then most of the male characters have like a thin line, and that's like all they add. So I think I'm gonna do like a mixture where like I'm gonna give like a thin upper lip, and then like a really kind of round soft
Exaggerated.
lower lip.
Yeah.
See how that looks.
Sounds really nice.
And then what do you guys think I should do for hair? What's that got to do with drawing? Oh, we were talking about Tilda Swinton and some of the roles that she plays, because we were discussing in chat about maybe I take my illustration a direction that is more androgynous. And I was reminded of Tilda because she has a very androgynous look, and she has played a lot of characters in Hollywood movies that are of varying genders. So just kind of thinking about that and brought it up because I mean, I'm not going to make this character look like her, I don't think, but I'm kind of keeping her look in mind while designing. I love that there are no brows, or is that just me? Oh, for JL's, yeah.
I haven't even started the brows. I even forgot for a minute.
She got to be fleeky. We got.
I was gonna jump right into the headdress and then brows.
There we go. Got a slight Ellen DeGeneres vibe. Yeah, I think Ellen too is a beautiful person that is like feminine and masculine at the same time. I think that's a pretty like an interesting suggestion as well, because I think she's so lovely, but I think that she does a good job of like kind of having her own style that fits her personality rather than like a classic feminine look, which is really cool.
Her style really suits her.
Yeah, I think so too. She owns it.
Yeah.
So when you go into doing the illustrations, are you using like mostly brushes and shapes, or do you have kind of because I notice you kind of have your base set up, and then you're going through and adding like color on the eyes and starting to add some details to it. Do you usually paint in with brushes, or are shapes kind of your go-to to build a character?
So I've done both. On my Instagram, there are times where, like, for example, for the eyeshadow, it's just like a clean line.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've started more recently playing around with like Procreate and Photoshop and seeing how I can make a more like subtle, realistic eyeshadow look.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So yeah, it just depends.
So I'm thinking that I may add headwear to this character. Because we got, I think it was, let me scroll up in chat. Ember, wanted the gele for your character, and so I feel like I gotta come in clutch with some like a cool cool headwear too. So if anyone has some ideas, I was just gonna like start sketching a cap on this person, but I feel like That's too basic if JL's character is going to be looking so fly. I don't know. I don't know.
Also, I'd love suggestions for colors as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah. If anyone has any color suggestions, we can start kind of incorporating to things. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think my character also just finally got to the point where I. Do you ever start a sketch or start like a piece of art, and there's always like a kind of a weird stage where you're like, wow, I can't stand to look at this.
Yeah.
I can't do this. What am I doing?
When the details starts getting added, you're like, okay, actually, I could work
I
with
can
this.
draw. I can draw. I just realized I can still draw. Thank God.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
yeah, I just finally got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm really liking this face now, and my confidence in myself has been renewed. I'm back on track. Okay, good job, Val. And Ember is saying, yeah, that's another million ways to go. As the years go by, the female brows change too. Oh yeah, we do have a lot of like trends, don't we? And
Yeah.
shapes and forms for sure.
Oh, I remember seeing, I think it was last year, there was a trend with like the squiggly eyebrows with different colors.
Yes, I
I
remember
remember
that.
seeing the trend. It literally came for a couple of days and literally went.
Because people were like, don't ever do this. Why?
Oh,
I did. I saw them and I was like, what?
I was like, wow. I
All
was
right.
surprised.
Slow down, planet Earth. This is, I don't know.
I think it was too advanced for our time.
Yeah.
But now if it came, I think this year if it came, I wouldn't be surprised.
This is the year, for wild things for sure. I
Yeah.
would honestly, I would welcome the squiggly brow with open arms right
Yeah.
now. That would be like, you know how people are doing, they're doing those posts where they're like, I'm at the talking to my dog like he's a person point of quarantine.
Yeah.
It would be like, I'm at the squiggly brow era of quarantine now. I've decided just to go for it, and I'm wearing squiggly brows around my house.
Oh gosh.
I was thinking of the sun, gold, and I still love watching. Oh, you know what? Gold. Actually, I was thinking gold would be really cool, even for both of our pieces, because I was kind of thinking like, do I want this character to be like more cool? And then I thought it would be really neat if I did like red and gold.
Yeah, that's a nice combination.
I think red and gold and brown and gold and purple and gold look really cool.
Yeah. Really nice combination.
And I think I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start sketching in a hairdo, and then if you guys think of something that you think would look better, let me know. If you just see like decide on something you'd like me to try, holler at me. But I'm gonna bump this down, make room for a hairdo, and then let's go for it. I'm gonna do like a crazy sketch. Actually, I'm gonna pull up like a Pinterest and kind of look at hairdos. What do you use like for inspiration? Are you a Pinterest person or?
Oh, definitely Pinterest all the way.
Yeah, I find that even if I'm sometimes I'm in the mood to draw, but I don't know what to draw, and I find that if I just jump on Pinterest for like 10 minutes, boom, like I eventually in a matter of minutes will just like come up with something that I definitely want to draw.
Yeah.
Something will always come to me. Short hair or long hair, folks?
Ooh.
I don't know. Long hair would be cool because I could do like just like straight long hair that's like in keeping. If we do things in keeping with Tilda Swinton, it could be like ethereal and like platinum, which would be interesting because she always has like cool platinum hairdos. Or I could do like short and curly, and red hair could be fun.
Ooh. I'm gonna add some color to my hair.
Let's see.
Have you ever dyed your hair any colors?
I have.
Ooh.
I had like a huge stage where my hair was I did like an ombre from my natural dark brown into amethyst for a long time because purple is kind of one of my signature colors. Like most of the clothes that I own are purple. I'm wearing like a purple and black dress today. And I have like an overabundance of purple in my life and I love it. So I did purple. I've done like a midnight blue, and I've also done like a maroonish pink color as well.
Yeah. Ooh, that sounds really nice.
It was really fun, but it was better the first time I ever dyed my hair because I'd never bleached it. And then as I kept bleaching it and kept dyeing it, my hair was like, you're killing me. I am not going to curl the same way I used to curl if you keep doing this. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
You got me. Jake says definitely long platinum hair. All right, you got it, because I just did the sketch for it, and I think it actually looks pretty dang cool. So we'll go with that. And I think that like the hairstyle itself too could be considered like a very androgynous style. So I'm gonna go with this.
Are you going with long hair?
Yeah, it's like I've got it like no bangs really, but it kind of swoops across the forehead and then it like hangs like really straight and goes down around this person's shoulders, and then a piece of it is like hanging in front, like down the chest.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
And then I could do like platinum, and then since we got the suggestion for the color gold, I could do like gold highlights where the sun hits. That could be fun.
What color do you think I should do her hair?
I think it would be neat to do like, have you seen the hairstyles where it's like really beautiful locks that are like twists, and it goes from like a natural like black or brown into like a gold orange color? Because since somebody said like they love the orange, it might be really fun to see that. That would be neat.
Okay. You think long or short hair?
I'm not sure. Maybe like someplace in between.
Okay. Yeah.
That could be cool.
Yeah.
What do you guys think in chat? I'm gonna look through, make sure I didn't miss any comments. Also, welcome in, Dallas. I don't know if I greeted you specifically, but it's good to see you. I know we did talk for a moment there, but I like to say hello to everyone I can who comes in. Also, I was seeing Matthias. It's good to see you, Matthias. And anyone who is chilling over on YouTube, if you guys are over there and you're wondering who the heck is she talking to, and why do I not see them in the chat, I promise they're not imaginary friends of mine. They are over on behance.net/live, so if you folks want to join us over here, please do, because this is where the party's at.
I'm gonna just amplify.
Okay. I also what do you guys think about clothes for these characters? Like what kind of outfits do you think we should go for? Also, welcome in, George. It's good to see you. focus on detailing eyes a little bit. I'm also gonna flip my canvas. Ooh! Do you ever flip your canvas when you're illustrating by chance?
Yes.
I just flipped my canvas and instantly my whole world is crumbling. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh god. Oh,
okay, here we go. I'm gonna do the old switcheroony where I duplicate an eye and flip it and copy paste. That's what's gonna happen right now because I am ashamed. Oh no. Let me duplicate. Here we go. Ember's laughing at me. Thanks. Thanks. Sometimes that happens though. Usually what I do is I warn, like if I know I'm about to flip the canvas and I haven't done it yet on stream, I'm like, alright guys, moment of truth, here we go, gonna flip the canvas. And I didn't today, and I should have because it frightened me. Oh man. Okay. I'm never gonna do that again. And I'm gonna bump these over too. I also might,
Actually, it doesn't really matter if she didn't have a head on.
Let's see. I think, one thing that I would really like to improve when it comes to my work is how I illustrate hair, because I feel like I always get really lazy towards the end and I never put enough detail in the hair that I paint.
Start adding more detail. I kind of do that more with like the backgrounds, but it would be cool to like see different like streaks of hair color. So that's something that I'm definitely looking forward to try with like the ombre, orange and brown.
Yeah, that could be really cool. Yeah. What would you say, like when it comes to illustrating for you? What is your favorite part of working on an illustration, and what would you say is the most difficult part for you?
My favorite part is more towards the end when I can focus on like the details, like earrings and necklaces. That's when it gets really fun.
Mm-hmm.
The more challenging part, I think, is the eyes for me, because it's like the eyes kind of set the face.
Yes.
And at times, like I can get so lazy and I just copy and paste and flip it, and it just looks a bit.
I just did it. I just, yeah. And you know, every time I'm illustrating, I always like leave the eyes blank. I never put the pupils in or anything, because every time I do, if I do it wrong the first time, I can't take it seriously, because the character looks super derpy after I like put in like weird googly eyes, and then I'm like, well, done with this illustration. Can't look at it anymore.
That happens to me all the time. All the time.
I like seeing tips from pros, and faces are not symmetrical anyway, says Ember, so we just found the photogenic side of this character's face. Yes, that's true. That is very true. I think that if I can offer a pro tip for today, I would say when you're illustrating, first of all, as much as I love doing straight on faces, I know that typically it's more interesting to actually do like more of a quarter turn, like what you have for your character, JL. And I find that I get like I really mess myself up whenever I do like a front facing portrait, because then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I'm really bad at drawing symmetrical eyes, so I'm gonna have to duplicate it. And so, yeah, you're right. Things are not always symmetrical when it comes to people's faces.
Yeah,
So it does give you like a little bit of like maybe an uncanny valley sometimes if you only
yeah,
are painting uh, characters' faces from the front. Um, but for today, since I usually start with like more of a base. Whenever I do these challenges, I usually have like a lot more down. But since I kind of decided last moment that I wanted to change my base sketch, I wanted to do something that was less. I don't want to say like easier, but something that would like be me putting a little less effort into the composition of it, so I can just kind of get
yeah,
down to business doing the details, so that I don't run out of time.
yeah, definitely.
I also I have noticed that whenever I am painting, I turn my head like crazy, like I'm leaning and I'm gonna fall out of my chair.
I,
Dramatic sometimes. Do you have
right.
anything that you do like that when you're painting?
Yeah, I do that all the time. I do that as well with like when I'm playing like a video game.
Yep.
For example, like when I play Mario Kart on my phone, like I'm always leaning with the phone, and everyone looks at me like, "What is she doing?"
Like, I'm obviously trying to win this race.
Yeah, it's the only way to get into the game. The only,
Yes, exactly. I agree. I'm usually I really love playing like Skyrim, or playing like the first Dishonored game, if anybody is familiar with those. And they're games in which, depending on how you play them, they're heavily based in like sneaking around. And
ooh,
I noticed that anytime I'm playing Dishonored or Skyrim, when my character is sneaking, I like hunch, like I pull my shoulders up to my ear and I pull like my controller close, and I'm like kind of like moving and bobbing and
oh,
weaving,
God.
and like I'm sitting in my chair in my office sneaking at my desk whenever whenever I'm playing.
Oh God.
James Miller, welcome in. James says, "You two rock, loving the live working session." Well, I'm loving that you're in chat hanging out with us today.
Ooh,
Thank you so much.
I'm just like trying to perfect the headwear.
Also, I do want to do a quick reminder. We are coming up on the end of the stream pretty soon. Not quite. Time flies when you're having fun with your
Oh
friends,
no.
as they say. I can't believe it.
I
Um,
thought I'd be able to finish the sketch, but no, I think I want to continue.
yeah, I know. Surprise, Adobe! We're hijacking the stream. We're not going offline. We're staying. um, no, but we are coming up on the end of the stream pretty soon. We might work for another like 10 minutes before we say our goodbyes. And then we're gonna be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So all of you folks can come join us again.
Yeah.
And I'd also let me know in chat if any of you folks did any character portraits along with us today. We are going to be pulling them up at the end of the stream tomorrow, just to show off what everybody worked on. If you folks did some artwork with us.
Something in the base of the head on.
Ooh, yeah, I think I love that length that you
Yeah.
got. Okay. What do you guys think? I'm kind of like, I do think that this character is definitely like still very androgynous. I think like the face shape could be feminine, um, or considered masculine, and I think the jaw is not necessarily strong, but it's definitely not like a rounded soft face. And I'm kind of trying to. It's kind of a challenge because usually I do like either a very specifically male character or a very specifically female character. So this is kind of interesting to keep all of the features in mind in this way, and find a balance between. Um, this has been whose idea was that? Just to go for both um, masculine and feminine features. Was it Ember?
I think so. One of the earlier suggestions.
Yeah, I think it might have been Ember. I'm gonna scroll through and double check. Let's see. Yeah, it was Ember. So yeah, you've definitely given me a challenge today, kind of trying to do this.
What color did we say for the head tie?
I think the colors that people expressed they really liked so far today was like gold and orange. Does anybody else have any colors that they favor that they would like to suggest in the chat?
Yeah.
Val's definitely has a vibe of Jareth from the Labyrinth. Oh my gosh, yes! I love it! Like Goblin King Jareth. Oh no. I love there's also a character that I really love, and I would like to do some fan art of him just because he has like kind of a similar look. He's definitely like very, very masculine compared to the look of this particular character. But Prince Nuada from Hellboy 2 is a really interesting looking character, and it's kind of like a cool design because he's very like high fantasy elf looking, but really rough around the edges. Like if you can imagine kind of like the elves from Lord of the Rings, but like terrifying sort of. But he has like the long like platinum hair. Maybe I could do something like that because everybody's saying like platinum hair for this character and then expressing like they like gold and orange colors. And Prince Nuada's hair, it starts like platinum at the roots and it fades down into like an orangey gold.
Ooh,
so that could be cool. I guess then it's kind of interesting though because you and I are doing like a lot of the same like colors and same like concepts for the hair, but like totally different characters, which is kind of cool.
Oh, I really want to see yours.
I'm gonna post after the stream. I'm gonna post it on Twitter. I'll send you a link. That's the only thing, folks, is like while we're doing this, JL cannot actually see what I'm working on or see my face. So we are team working this the social distancing way. We're coming up on about the end here. So if anybody has any last minute comments or questions, now would be the time because we are going to be saying our goodbyes in a couple of minutes. And Sam has actually posted the Instagram links and portfolio links. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Yeah, Colin's saying very David Bowie-esque. I appreciate it.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, James Miller is talking about opportunities for cool art projects in the chat. That sounds like fun. Also, Nick Hill, welcome in. I can see hers because I'm working the stream magic. So yeah, I can see her design. But unless she pulls up the Behance chat, she can't see mine till afterwards. And it's kind of interesting because some people will watch the chat while we stream, but not everybody has enough monitors sometimes to do it. And then a lot of times, I have the wonderful honor of kind of being somebody who gets to stream with a lot of guests that either have never streamed before, or are like very, very unfamiliar. So I know that when people first kind of jump into streaming, reading the chat and talking to a host and doing artwork and taking suggestions can sometimes be a little overwhelming. So I always do my very best during these streams to try and relay any questions just in case my guests don't have the chat up. So yeah, JL will get to see it afterward, and I know like right now you probably have like an idea built up in your head, probably of what it looks like, but you'll get to like compare at the end. Sam saying share your designs before the end of the stream tomorrow on Twitter or Instagram. Yes, please. So I've got the link here on the screen, and then Sam has also posted the, or not the link, the hashtag, and Sam has also posted the hashtag into the chat. It's hashtag Adobe Live Design Off. I will see entries later if you post, if you tag me in them, but in order to show them on stream, I only pull up the hashtag for the show on the broadcast. So if you want me to see your work and give you a shout out on stream and put you in the community spotlight tomorrow, please make sure that you tag your post. You can tag me in it too, but please make sure that you do put the hashtag in your post. Otherwise I will not see it, because I don't pull up my personal notifications for my Twitter on the stream. Only the hashtags. All right, we've got just a couple minutes left, so I think we should probably wind down and say goodbye. I can't believe it's already been an hour. That's wild to me. All right, I'm gonna kind of zoom here and show what mine looks like, just so people can get kind of a final look at what I finished for the day. I really love that kind of like subtle like swirl kind of pattern you were adding just then. That's really cool. And that orange, I love the shades of orange you've chosen as well. Those work so well.
Oh yeah, I was just getting into like adding more detail to the headpiece.
Nice, nice. So before we take off, JL, where would you say is the best place for people to find you online and check out your portfolio and keep in touch and keep informed on your future art pieces?
So I've got Instagram and Twitter, and they're both at Nubiart UK.
Okay.
And I've got my website as well, www.mynubiart.com.
Awesome. Yeah, so you guys can, I think we do have some of the links posted in chat. So if you guys would like to follow her, please do. Her portfolio is fabulous. And I believe Sam also posted my Instagram. I usually post my artwork on, like my finished work on Instagram, but you guys can also find me on Twitter with the same name, just VooDoo Val online, and Twitter is where I post like works in progress and like more behind the scenes stuff, and all of the Star Wars memes anyone could ever want. So if you guys are interested in that, give me a follow as well. We do have to take off. I'm so sad that we have to stop working for the day, but we will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time. JL, thank you so much for joining me today. It was a blast.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. It was a pleasure, and thank you everyone in chat for coming in and checking out our art and spending time with us. Cressy says thanks for the inspiration. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. And we will have to say goodbye today, but we'll see you tomorrow, as I said. So talk to you folks later. Adios, everyone.
Bye.